So I made a post in our Facebook group that got quite a bit of traction, actually. I'll just read it to you. Bragging about 300 clients is like bragging about 300 roommates. I'd rather have 30 high-value clients who pay on time, listen, and respect the work. You don't get freedom from volume. You get it from pricing power, systems, and boundaries. I thought that was pretty well written.
That's probably the best thing I've ever heard. That might be the most articulate and well-written piece I've ever seen come off of social media.
Well, thanks. I'll take that.
Yeah. So I hear that, and I always think of Jerry Maguire, right? The Jerry Maguire model, that we need to serve fewer clients better. And if we do so, then we can actually earn more and enjoy our work more and do better by our clients than we were with more, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it is funny, though. Accountants brag about number of clients. They brag about hours worked. They brag about the wrong shit.
Revenue being one of those.
Right. I've got, oh, wow, how many clients you got? Oh, shit, I got 150 clients. Ooh. And how many hours did you work last year? Oh, I have 3,300. Ooh.
Congrats, your life sucks.
Yeah, right. Welcome to the show. Like that's not what you want to brag about. You want to brag about, I put in like 2,000 hours last year, and I served 30 clients, and they all love me, and they call me a lot, but then they know when they shouldn't call me. Like, those are the things to brag about.
You bet. Accountants, we've talked about this before in a really early episode, that busy isn't a badge of honor. And accountants think busy is the badge of honor because their value is tied to their hours, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, right. And then it becomes a competition on who's got the most clients for the most hours. I was that guy. Like on Monday mornings, they would put out the hourly report from the week before of who worked the most and whatever. And I would look on the list and I'd be like, where am I? And if I wasn't at the top of the list, I'd be like, damn it, I have to work harder this week. I was a part of that system. And, it took me a while to figure it out that wasn't the right system, mostly because, I started to burn out and had some bad times and made some mistakes and did stupid shit. Yeah, we got to switch the conversation. It's, let's brag about the prices we charge, in the sense that it's not tied to an hour. Let's brag about the pricing models we use and that we really authentically use. Because I've asked some people, like, what pricing model do you use? Oh, we use a value-based pricing model. I was like, really? How do you do it? Like, well, we charge this much an hour. wait a second. I'm like, wait, hold on. So what do you do? And I charge this much an hour. It's got extra in it. Okay, like profit? And like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So is that value-based pricing? Like, well, of course it is. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. No. So
we've talked about this ad nauseum, that just because you increase your hourly rate, that means you're still trying to hit a target. So you're just doing value-based pricing, but you're pissing everybody off in the process by the surprise bills and, keeping track of all the time and billing that out, writing it up, writing it down, and lying. Most people lie about their time anyway. So it doesn't even make any sense to track that and bill that. I could see tracking it for internal purposes, but not to bill by.
Yeah, and I agree. But having a goal of, this year, I'm going to have fewer clients and I'm going to make more money. Like, why don't we just start there? Yeah. Fewer clients, more money this year. I mean, think about the difference between that and I want to grow 10%. Right? So what does that mean? If I'm going to grow 10%, that means I need to get 10% more revenue from however many clients that's going to take. And so I just need more clients. That's how I'm going to get more revenue.
Yep.
But that shouldn't, like, you should remove that number. There shouldn't be a goal to increase clients necessarily. I mean, there can be, don't get me wrong. But to be able to say, this year I'm going to reduce the number of clients I work and increase the amount of money that I make, or the profit that I make.
Yep.
That should be on everyone's radar. And if you're trying to grow, that you can have that same goal. Like, you're still growing your top end, hopefully bottom line along with it, but just doing it by serving fewer people better.
Right. Yep.
I think it's less, enjoying it more, blah, blah, blah.
I think it's a disservice to clients too, to bring on more clients just for the sake of revenue, not even profitability. We're not even getting there, but then you start getting over capacity and you're serving these clients and now everyone's pissed off at you. But just because you're in an industry that it's a grudge purchase and it has a high stickiness, they don't leave you because they want to go find a new accountant, but they also kind of hate you. So there's much better models.
I'm going to bring on my next person that's going to hate me. My next client that's going to hate me. I don't know what you call them. My next worst fan. I'm gonna find my next worst fan. Yep. My next worst Google review. That's what I'm gonna go out there and sell. Yep. Like, okay, will you be the next horrible review I get on Yelp or Google or wherever they put those things.
Yep.
Like,
And they'll
but that's
still
the
come back.
angle.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they probably do. But you make a good point. And we, you have a service model and you have an expectation of how you're going to serve clients, and it goes really well. And then because you have to keep adding clients to make more money, that service level drops.
Yeah.
And then you keep adding more clients because you're either losing them or you just want to make more. And guess what happens? The service level again drops. There's a creep in service that slowly declines the more you're adding clients based on that volume game, based on that hour game, based on that revenue game. And it shouldn't be that way. Like that service, you get to a point where you realize, okay, I can get clients. I've got a niche. I've got expertise. I've got pricing power. Like your service model should actually increase. You should be able to serve your clients better, which you might be getting rid of some of the ones that don't want that service or don't want to pay that price for that value. And that's actually the point. That's actually what we're trying to create. Better service, better revenue, because you got more appreciative clients that value you more, that you value more because they treat you as well as you want to be treated. And you want more of those. So you can add one client that you're going to be able to serve really well, charge more, value more, they value you more, and get rid of 5 clients that you have that you don't want, that don't value you, or instead of having to get 5 clients more.
Right.
Based on the old volume game. I've got a client in Southeast that he's doing this great thing right now. I'm so proud of him that he has made a hard line decision that his clients have to use this service, this service, this service. And if they don't use those 3 services, they're no longer a client. And those 3 services are all tied together. For instance, he does the books, he does the taxes, he does the CFO stuff. So each one of those makes the next job easier. So he's able to serve the client better. And he's not spending time trying to clean up nasty books so he can do the return or figure out if the numbers are good so he can be a CFO. But he's created this. If you don't want me to do all 3 of those, that's fine. I'll send you some referrals. You can go somewhere else. My baseline price is this. This is where the value of what I create. I don't go below that. There's no such thing as scope creep because I don't do more than this. And I love him for it. And he's right now in the process. He's got until the middle of June to get rid of the ones that just he knows won't fit. Right. He's got another group that maybe he does 1 or 2 of those services where he thinks he can get the second or third one. And he's going to start working on those this summer. And if he doesn't get them, that's okay. And if he does get more of them to convert, he's going to have to do some hiring, but he's going to be great. And he's going to have and this is where you flip working for your business or the business, you working for the business or the business working for you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where you say, you know what, this is my hard line. This is how I want to serve clients. And if these people come to me, you ever seen I want to say it's like an Ant-Man movie or Marvel or something like that. And you don't like movies, so you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's Paul Rudd's the actor, and he's standing behind the counter of a Baskin-Robbins store. And he's got his, Baskin-Robbins stuff on. And this guy walks in and he goes, and Paul Rudd says, how can I help you today? And the guy looks up and, I think I'll just take a hamburger. Paul looks at me and he's like, this is Baskin-Robbins. We don't have hamburgers. He's like, okay, I'll take like a hot dog. And Paul's like, we don't have hot dogs. Like, what are you talking about? But I love that as an analogy because that's not what accountants do.
Accountants will make the hamburger.
They're right. They're going to find a way to make this hamburger out of ice cream or whatever materials they have behind the counter. And that's a perfect analogy for what it shouldn't be. Yeah. Like you should have clients come to you, ask for burgers and say, no, go somewhere else. Yep. Or a hot dog. No, go somewhere else. Okay, well, what do you have? Well, I've got this great package. If you're interested in it, this is what we serve. And otherwise, get out of here. I'm not going to change my business for a client. You shouldn't be in a position where you say, I'm going to become something I never intended or wanted to be just to people please.
Right. That's the issue. And what your client did that sort of packaged his services together like that, he created an offer around that now he can sell on repeat and that's it. He gets better at selling that one thing and doesn't have to worry about payroll or whatever the client might want that he doesn't offer. He doesn't have to figure out how to price something that he's not good at pricing. He just knows his one thing and price it well.
And deliver it well. You were in on the conversation today because that's exactly what he was describing. He said, like, I've actually built this model now where, I know what it's going to take depending on what client comes to me. So like the onboarding is quicker, the pricing is quicker, the conversation is quicker, and the type of clients I get is better. Yep. And it doesn't become that volume game because you've got enough, because you can even budget like how many of these do I need so that I can provide for my family and my future. And you've got your target. And then you are okay with saying, and one of the questions I asked him was, when's the last time you said no? Or a prospect said no to you? And he was like, well, I've gotten 2 no's in the last, couple of weeks. I was like, fantastic.
Good.
That's awesome. That means you're sticking to your model. He's gotten a couple also in the last week, so it's not like it's all no. And there's no right answer. It's not like 50-50 yes, no. And some people say, a third should be yes and 2/3 should be no. I don't believe in there's a magic formula there. But if you're getting all yeses, there's a problem.
Yep.
If you're getting all no's, then there's probably a problem too.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love the power that it creates for him, that he is actually owning and running his business the way he wants it to run, rather than conforming to the hamburger or the hot dog request at Baskin-Robbins.
100%. And accounts are just notorious for building that hamburger all the time.
We should put a video clip of that scene. I'll
I'll try to
you
find
that
it. Yeah.
so you can put it out there.
That's all I got. So.
That's all I got too.
Cool. Thanks, man.